Bearcat Bounce Podcast. Back at it again. Monday. That's right. Monday following a new defensive coordinator. How about that? Let's talk about that. Monday following numerous additions. Not one, not two, not three, not four, not five, not six, not seven, not eight, not nine, not 10. Can't even count that high. Additions out of the portal for the football team. Talk about that. Also, a Monday where the basketball team lost a tough one to a familiar foe, I guess you can call them by now, Central Knights of Gold. Yesterday afternoon, a very weird Sunday afternoon, early evening, 5 p.m. tip-off. Very, very strange. Monday, we'll talk about that. We're gonna talk about it all because I enjoyed by my guys. Like seriously, if you were to line up a murderer's row of the coolest, most fun, most outgoing, most energetic people in the world, these would be the three that you would see along with me. So without further ado, Aaron Smith, Chad Brundle, Ryan Royer, gentlemen, how are we?
I mean, fun and energetic is always what I think of when I think of Aaron.
Yeah. Yes, he was the root of those adjectives being described. There's no doubt about that.
It's the first thing, like, man, we need to turn the fun factor up around here. Where's Aaron at? Let's get Aaron.
Right. Like, what's that thing? It's like you look him up in the dictionary, Aaron's picture is right next to it. It would be fun or energetic.
I'm a fucking party.
Jeez, oh, please, God damn. We discussed off air, no cursing in this episode, and 2 minutes in, Aaron's already burst one out. But Chad, how are we, man? I listened to the aftermath. You had a little bit of a scare, a little bit of a ice ring around the rosy, if you will.
Yeah. That don't let a 15-year-old drive in the ice. That was not good.
Okay.
We almost bounced off a wall. We were facing the wrong way in oncoming traffic on the expressway at one point. The car was stopped, taking up 2 lanes of traffic on an icy road in the middle of I-75. Yeah, it was great. Somehow, some way, we came out without even a ding on the car. So
when was this?
Yesterday. Driving to a volleyball tournament in Lexington yesterday morning.
I was posted up inside all day. I didn't really test the roads.
Well, it was fine here. That was the problem. When we left here, It was like, well, it's fine. Kelsey can drive. And then we got down towards Dry Ridge, and it was not fine.
And you saw
not fine.
You saw that air, that little wintry air flowing, and you were like, wait a minute.
It was bad. It was bad. But
baptism through fire for Kelsey.
Yeah,
she had it all under control.
That's what she keeps telling me. She had calm, cool, and collected, is what she says.
She knew everything that was going on the whole time. There was no.
Yeah.
She knew exactly where the car was going to slide. She was just trying to scare you a little bit.
Yeah, she was keeping my dad on his toes in the back seat.
Oh yeah.
Wait
a
fun. Minute. But when those moments come, you need yourself like a little guardian angel, Chad. So shouts to the guardian angel.
Kelly did work yesterday morning. Thanks, Kel.
There we go. Hey, just a quick aside story. When it comes to the snow and the driving and the whatnot, I was a college kid once. Oh, believe it or not, I was a college kid once. I was driving from Purdue.
Best 3 weeks of your life.
Purdue up north, driving down to Bloomington, Indiana. I was up there Sunday night, little partying, gonna leave early in the morning on Monday, make it back for school on Monday. And the same thing, little wintry, little snow, little whatnot, and I'm driving on like 37 south going back to Bloomington. Same thing, start just spinning out. I like go all the way down to the middle of the road, and I like somehow gain control, pop back up, but I'm facing back the other way to like go back up north. And so I just said nope. And I just kept driving north, and I went back home to Indianapolis, and I said I'm not going to go to IU anymore. So that's about it. That's the the length of my fun story. I got a lot of laughs there. It was a funny moment, but God damn, you guys are
Thank you
really
for
hitting on
sharing.
all cylinders today. Oh boy, that's just
I was
fantastic.
waiting for like some scenario or like a
Okay,
punchline or something.
okay. Here's what. So 37. You're going south down to Bloomington. From shouts to Bloomington, the Indiana Hoosiers in the national championship. Chad will have to talk off air. I probably won't be able to do the pod next week. Yet again, a
Shocker.
college football Monday. Yes, but you're heading south, Ryan, on 37, and then the other one is going up north, and there's like a little ridge, little ditch part in between the two. One going south, one going north. I spin out and I'm going in the middle and I'm coming back up the other way. And so instead of going all the way down to school in Bloomington, my car gets turned around and I go back up north to Indianapolis to where my parents lived at the time. And I said, no school for me. And that was it. It's a fun part of the story. Anyway, Aaron, how are we?
I like it.
I'm fine, man. I'm good.
Okay. Athens legend Aaron is good. Ryan Royer, how are we, buddy?
I'm good. I'm fresh off men's league basketball. I was getting some shots up. You know, if Wes needs a lockdown D-man, corner three sniper about 10% of the time, then he's got his guy right here. So you never know. We're in deep waters right now. So Chad, you can share my number with Wes if you'd like. Maybe we can turn the ship around. But I'm doing well. Watched a lot of football. Casual weekend. It was good. But it's also some of the darkest times in Bearcat sports. So it's
what's that poem? It was the darkest times, the brightest times, or the best of times, the worst of times, by Edgar Allan Poe or something like that. I think it's called The Raven. Don't quote me on that, but
Nevermore.
Yes, nevermore. Oh wow, Aaron, math major coming up with an English degree. Yeah, NFL playoffs have been banging, just awesome. So that's been fun to watch. But yeah, other things have not been too fun. But so supposedly it is Cincy Toughness. I like that idea. I'd pay money to see it. It's that time of the year, I guess, where it's still a little like random, and you need to get things figured out with your car if need be. Get those brakes checked, man. Let a pro look under the hood. Make sure that you are, when you go out and drive, your car's going to be all good. Aaron led me to that one. Another rhyme. Danco transmission, not a care. Danco Joe will get you hooked up. Mention Wes Miller. See if Danco Joe, pick his brain. See what his thoughts are on Wes. Mention Chad Brundle. Mentioned Mamdou Njai. Mention Aaron Smith, the happiest man on the planet, and see what can come of it. And you get $10 off oil change, 10% off your next fixing over at Danco Transmission and Auto Care.
I'll be going there soon.
Okay.
My 5,000 mile tune up. Danco always takes good care of the old truck. So first-hand account right here. You can't go wrong with Danco. I'll be shooting him a text here tomorrow trying to get into the shop.
Heck yeah. Do you sit over in that little waiting area on the side with all the old school Bearcat memorabilia?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Oh yeah. Good little spot, man.
Check them there. Danco comes in. We talk about the O-line a lot, and we'll probably be having a lot of O-line conversations and towards the portal and who they're going to try to bring in outside of the O-line because, we got all those guys back, but we'll see what Danco's got for me coming up this week.
Well, he's got some good stuff for you. You know what? The first thing he might mention, though, is the fact that yet again the basketball team suffered another very close loss. This time to the hands of the Central Florida Golden Knights, UCF. I was in attendance, boots on the ground, as they say. It was actually a pretty good game, Chad. I think you'd agree. Like a pretty decent back and forth game. One, if you're an outsider just watching, you'd be like, oh wow, it's a pretty fun competitive game. But it ended up being a similar game to one that we had just become all too accustomed to, where close game end of the second half, and somehow, some way, Lord willing, you coming up on the opposite end of the stick, if you will. Yes, you can point to a lot of different things. What is it? Second to last in Ken Palm luck rating. Numerous tough shots being made by the opponent. Couple miscues, mishaps here and there. Just whatever you slice it, it's UCF hit the shot when they needed to, got into the lane, good look, made it on the other end. Celestine had the ability to, create a little separation, ended up getting a pretty good look after Jizzle went with the drive, was denied, kicked it back out. Shot didn't fall. It looked pretty dang good. Thought it was online, but rimmed out. My main takeaway of the game was honestly the play of Mustafa Cham. Have to give a big hat tip to him, because being there in attendance, telling you from the beginning of the game, the opening tip, every second that he touched the ball, the boos were loud. It was loud boos. And then he airballed a shot early in the game as well to add the air balls to the boos. It was all just, avalanching on him. But he was able to bounce back, have his best scoring performance of his career. And, and Aaron mentions his rebounding a lot. He had 4 in the first half. Only won the rest of the way, but I thought he had a really good offensive impact on the game. Definitely a bright spot, something that you can see in the future. But outside of that, we got a lot more to talk about. Chad and Aaron, you guys obviously did the aftermath, broke that down. Go back, check that out if you haven't listened to it already. But Ryan, my man, if you want to even talk about that game in West Virginia earlier in the week as well, the similar scenario where just another close one in the end, the Bearcats lose. But this one, Sunday, UCF, another loss.
Yeah, it's the same old story. They just can't find a way to win. They can't find a way to get over the hump. I didn't love, obviously that shot's in and out, but kind of deep three off the dribble from Celestine being our best look at it.
Well, it wasn't.
I don't know.
The design was high ball screen, pick and roll. UCF switched instead of they had been playing straight up. UCF switched. The problem with the play is Cham should have rolled.
That's what I was just going to say with him. Yeah. Getting the ball right there at the top of the key. Yeah.
Left all the congestion right there for Jizzle. And then the best move at that point was, Celestine got a good shot and clean look. That you give credit to UCF for switching up their defense and throwing Cincinnati off. But Cham's got to roll to the rim there. You can't just leave your guy standing at the top of the rim with, 3 bodies standing around him.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Just another spotlight on a simple lack of execution in a critical moment. I don't know if they have, for some reason, check off that if they switch, that Mustafa Cham is going to be having the ball at the 3-point line with 4 seconds left, and you got to scramble away.
That yet?
Yeah, it's just another game where I thought we played really well. I thought Baba Miller played really well, not just attacking the rim and creating, but creating looks with passes. And, I felt like we played good enough to win again. And right when we need to get a stop, we don't get a stop. And then right when we need to execute on offense and a simple look, we kind of mess that up and still get a chance to almost win the game against a decent team. I didn't think that they were better than us. And same story with West Virginia, back to back. And you're looking at 0-3 when 3 winnable games in a row. It's just, I don't know. That's a great example, Chad, having a bucket getter guy. We've pounded that drum, for weeks now. It'd be great to have a guard
years.
That, years. Yeah. but I feel like we've said it every week now for 5 weeks in a row. That's a great time to have a guy ball in his hand going downhill, not a guy who's only what is this Jizzle's sixth or seventh game, Brent?
Hey,
Hey, wait,
Sixth or seventh game.
I missed it a little bit. Hey,
you know me, 27 years old, got to find the 6-7 joke in there. But
dude, the quick interjection at the game. So they do the little thing during the timeouts where they show the fans and you're dancing, you're doing stuff. Every single fan, like college student and younger, no matter what was going on, camera on them, 6-7 immediately. It's insane. It's taking over the world. Go ahead, Ryan.
The brain rot of society. Yeah, it's a game where if you're going to tell me Mustafa Cham was going to score, 25, or do you have 27? What do you finish with?
24.
24. And after his start, and we still lose, it's just, I mean, this team just doesn't have the winning instinct. I mean, obviously they're 8-8, but they always put themselves in the place to win, and they just can't do it. It's very disappointing.
Yeah, I mean,
frustrating is a mild understatement.
Yeah,
very much so. Because like you said, you watched this game, you watched the West Virginia game. It's one of those scenarios too where, like, beginning of both games, at some portion of the first half, Cincinnati just goes ice cold for like a 5, 6, 7 minute stretch, and I think at one point they were up 15-7 or something like that, or like what was it, 13-3 or something. They were up a good amount against UCF, and then literally didn't score 2 points in the next like 8 minutes or 6 minutes. So that ends up not really having a true effect on anything. But you think about it, and it's like, can you just expand that lead? Similar things happened against Louisville. Similar thing happened against numerous other teams where they ended up losing the game at the end of it. So just these lulls, and just Chad and Aaron, I agree with you. The amount of shots that certain players are taking on the team in comparison to other players, it just, the identity thing that we continuously beat the drum about over and over again just seemingly is not being figured out. You have still rotation, and sure, the Kirk Reese injury kind of probably throws a little bit of a wrench into what the game plan was going to be with Jizzle back in the fold. Now having no ability to bring another ball handler and potentially a strong 3-point shooter off the bench kind of probably hurts what you had a plan going into it. But I don't know. Identity, I guess, would be the word that is lacking in totality with this team. And I just, we're going to mention it over and over, week after week, until something happens. But in the end, it's just another loss, third straight, just to begin conference play, and you go all the way back. That's 6 losses in the last 8 games, and those 2 wins came against Alabama State and Lipscomb. So, I don't know. Couple day removed. Go ahead, Aaron. What are you about to say?
Well, you talked earlier about the boos being very loud for Mustafa Cham. I thought even addressing it in the post game, as you have lost 3 straight conference games in a row. I thought it was weird to chastise the adults in the room, if you will, for booing when they have every right to be pissed.
Yeah,
your big man coach is gone, along with Mustafa Cham. They should be booing. And by the way, this was a great opportunity you can acknowledge the booing and talk about how your player overcame adversity to a slow start, ends up scoring a career high, as opposed to chastising basketball fans for simply being basketball fans. What are we doing?
Yeah. My dad even had a run-in with some fans in the bathroom. Not a run-in, but just a dad telling his kid that this was the one team I wanted to beat. We did it. You don't cheat and win. You just don't cheat and win. And they stole our coach and our play. It's like, oh gosh, I had to explain it all to to my dad, and I was just like, oh, listen, it is what it is. And another thing, I was getting like heated in the stands, throughout the game. One of those just back and forth with UCF fans near us, and you kind of get that good jabbing back and forth. And then after the game ended,
you were talking some shit, Brent.
Bro, hey, friendly shit. It's the
What
good stuff.
What was one of your lines? What'd you say? What was your best line?
Come on, brother. Hey, a lot of game left. Brother. A lot of game left.
I expect better than that.
Well, I can't say it on the airwaves, okay? So
yeah,
you can.
You got to get get more personal.
FCC's listening. But yeah,
bring in start talking about their appearance. Just completely deflect from the results of the game. Just attack them personally on their looks.
Good-looking people. They were very nice, very approachable.
You didn't want to upset the person that checked you in and out of your hotel the last time you were in Orlando.
Yeah. It's like I was like, hey man, I saw you at the front desk 2 weeks ago. Please, let's just end this game admirably. I want both teams to have fun. But no, it was one of those where at the end, the shot rims out, and it's like I should be like really like fired up in their face, and we're still better than you. But instead, I was just like, that's happened to us. Good win, guys. That's what we do now. We can't close, and they felt bad for me, if I'm being honest. But it's not about me. It's not about me. Hey, it's not about me. It's not about me. But I mean, Chad and Aaron, it's just obviously we can continuously say the same damn thing over and over again. But it's just, I think lack of identity needs to be some sort of a headliner. The lack of accountability, the lack of even after what was theoretically a pretty solid game overall, you still have an end of the game scenario where two of the worst 3-point shooters on the team are taking 3-point jump shots when you are within a 1-score game. I mean, both teams were allergic to the free throw line.
That's the perfect example of lack of identity. And it's the same reason why when you don't have an identity, that's why you go on, 5 or 6 possession runs where you don't score. It's because you try to play this free flow offense. And I bitch about it every single week that they just waste so much time. There's no execution to anything, even simple handoff or handoff ghost screening. They don't even execute that. And if you don't have an identity and you don't properly execute, you're not accountable to things. All right, we just had 2 bad possessions in a row. All right, what's our identity? There is none. Okay, let's just keep doing our thing. I got good players. I'm going to let these guys go out there and play, and I believe in these guys. And all right, another turnover or another missed shot or another, Buck Harris driving to the lane.
Ultimately, that wasn't the problem yesterday. I know, but we're talking about yesterday. They had the 2 segments in the first half early where they scored 1 basket. That was ultimately kind of the differentiator in a game because you let UCF go on a 16-2 run and you kind of were fighting an uphill battle the rest of the way. So that's not to take away from what you're saying. But from there, from the 8-minute point to the end of the first half and then almost the entire second half, the offense played pretty well, even though they weren't making threes and they weren't getting to the free throw line. They were playing downhill. They were being aggressive. They were attacking, especially with John Bull out. UCF lost their rim protection. It's kind of the madness of it all, Ryan, is you can't pinpoint, other than the offense, it has struggled, but it's been better since Jizzle came back. But the problem for me yesterday was they couldn't get a stop when they needed a stop 90% of the time. You're starting to build momentum. You're on a 4-0 run or a 6-0 run. If they didn't get a turnover, they couldn't get a stop. Yeah. Is what it felt like for the entirety of the game. There were a couple stretches where they turned UCF over multiple times. I think they had 9 steals, which gives you a lot of live ball action, allows you to get out and run. But when they really needed to sit down and guard, UCF got buckets almost every time. The offense has been maddening for the entire season. But at least in this game, they had the offense kind of in a good place, and they still found a way to screw it up because they couldn't get stops when they had to get stops.
Can confirm 9 steals.
Yeah.
How
It's
many
frustrating.
times do you think it's happened this year where halfway through the first half we are shooting under 20% from three with over 10 attempts? Like, how many times has that? What did we start this game? 0 for 8, 0 for 7.
Yeah, they didn't take a lot of them early, but then they get kind of lulled into that trap of they couldn't get anything going in that stretch where they were trying to get downhill, turned it over a couple times. I think they had 4 of their 7 turnovers in the whole game in that stretch. They forced it a little bit. They get they kind of settle, I guess is a good way to put it, Ryan. And then when they got back to attacking and playing downhill, they were for the most part fine.
To your point, Ryan, 2 of 10 from 3
I
in the
would
first half, 1 of 9 in the second half.
Still only lost by 1.
I would love if there was like I would love if there was like an automatic, like Wes instilled, hey, if we have 2 missed shots in a row, Baba Miller is getting the ball at the top of the key and he is just driving down the lane. That is our play. We're going to run it 20 times a game, especially if we have 2 bad possessions in a row. Just automatically do it. That could be our new identity moving forward. That should be an auto check.
Yeah, I mean, sure, why not? It's the thing. It's like so Sean Abayev didn't see the floor in the second half. 30 Walrus brings up the whole not having an alpha, and I mean, you saw UCF when they needed a bucket, Riley Kugel was able to step up, and whether it was a step back 3, whether it was a drive and finish, whether it was just putting the ball in his hands and scoring. Like, it's you go out and score. Sure, they had other players that were more facilitating, kind of getting the offense going, but he was really the guy when needing a bucket, just give it to Riley Kugel and let him go and find one. There's no one on this team that can do that. You mentioned Baba. Baba's a menace. And I mentioned menace because of the other guy, but he's a beast in the open floor and transition. Like his poster dunk, his one driving layup. He had that one mismatch where he was able to take advantage and back down Riley Kugel late in the game that could have been the game winner if they would have gotten one defensive stop. I think that true lack of an alpha just continuously presents itself at the absolute worst times. Just not necessarily when you need that final bucket, because that's you're kind of just hoping for something to happen in that scenario, but more so just during the game when you need something to happen, need this, need that, or need to extend a lead, or need to bust out a 1 bucket 2 segment drought that you're on. You don't have that offensive ability to do that. And also defensively, this is a damn good defensive team. It truly is. All the metrics say it. You can see it on the court. But for as equally good as Mustafa was on the offensive end, I recall just a couple of times in the second half where you could have just seen like a help side block, just like coming down and kind of defending the rim a little bit harder, or different things like that. Baba finished with 2 blocks. Mustafa had 0. It's just I don't know. It's just certain moments at certain times. I don't know whether the help defense wasn't there, not supposed to be there, or what it was, but it seemed like there were a couple of missed opportunities there as well. But I mean, it is what it is, man. It was another quad 1 opportunity. We mentioned it last week's show. Out of 9 quad 1 wins in the West tenure, 3 of them came on the road at UCF, and boy, there was another one right there, just right for the taking, but was not for them this time. Now what? Colorado's up next. Chad, Aaron, Ryan need a W, man. Need a W.
Well, I mean, at least after Colorado, things get easier.
They do. They definitely Colorado very, very stiff test at home, and then the games
Ryan,
do
have you
get
looked
pretty
at the
easy.
next two after Colorado?
We talked about it last week. We talked about the 7 in a row.
Yeah.
After I don't remember what the first two were.
So after
Is it
Colorado,
Arizona State?
No, there's one before Arizona, Iowa State, who's number 2 in the country.
Oh yeah, Iowa State at home.
And then on the road to play the number 1 team in the country, Arizona. So, it's like just get a win in this Colorado game and then things lighten up from there.
Yeah.
You get two quad 1 opportunities.
Yeah. Boy, yes, you do. I don't know. We're gonna have probably the same conversation next Monday. So, who knows?
2 wins, Brent. You're Mr. Optimism.
Can't wait.
Next Monday, we're gonna be talking about a couple of Bearcat wins. They're gonna be 2 and 3 in the Big 12.
I mean, it's just.
Do you think that if we beat Arizona and Iowa State, that we'll jump to number 1 in the country?
Yeah, definitely. That's how that works, right?
I think the odds would be in our favor. But no, I mean, 8-8, and the funniest thing is, sitting there with an 8-8 record, yet a lot of people will just point, hey, I mean, they're still 64th in KenPom, not too bad. It's like just continuously playing teams like at the level as expected or a little bit better than expected. So they aren't dipping metrically, but their record is just it's no bueno. Not good, man. Not good. Still the 8th defense in the country, 3rd in defensive rebounding, 2nd in non-steal turnover percentage. I mean, these aren't fake numbers. These aren't, the Fugazi or whatever they say, but it's tough, man. It's tough.
Yeah, they're not getting blown out by good teams. They just hang in there, and then they don't beat teams that they should.
Yeah,
like West Virginia and UCF.
Because UCF had a chance to really kind of extend the lead in that first half and kind of make it feel like it was going to be a blowout, but no, they bounced back. Same thing with West Virginia went on that little run. They were up double digits, and Cincinnati came back. I don't know. I thought the thing is, for all the people that continuously say the stuff about West, and by the way, don't do that paper bag thing. I think that's just dumb. Don't. I mean, it's. I mean, Ryan, are you doing that?
There's gonna be some in there. Wasn't there one at the radio show? I saw that on X. I don't know if that was real or not.
It was real.
I mean, I think you should show up. You should show up and support your team. Be as positive and loud as you can when you're there. But yeah, holding accountability is what you need to do as fans of a proud program. That there's an extensive history, legacy, identity, and none of that is being honored. But so everyone has the right to be upset. So, I mean, I don't know. It is a funny thing for me. I don't have a super strong opinion on, hey, if you go wear a bag to the game. Yeah, I mean, it's not like I don't think you're a Bearcat fan, but if you wear a bag to the game and you boo and you're just a negative, hoping the team loses, obviously I don't support that.
No.
What would you as a
90s
player have felt
Bengals
like
fan.
if people showed up to the game in paper bags?
I would have looked at it on the side of, we're not playing well, and I wouldn't take offense to it. It just it's kind of like this is kind of their protest of our bad play. They want us to be better. This is them really calling it to attention. I wouldn't think anything less of someone. I think it would kind of motivate me. I'd hope it would motivate the team, the staff, to recognize that, things really are pretty bad right now, but
Yeah.
Bad.
I mean,
to each their own.
don't do it. I mean, I wouldn't do it. I would never do it. So, but it's.
I think there's going to be a lot. I bet you.
Well,
I bet
yeah,
you there'll be a good.
it's gonna be a good amount. That's
I
for sure.
wonder if college students know where to find paper bags, if I'm being completely honest.
Are they
good
available
point.
on Amazon?
See, maybe Brent, maybe
Little
you know
Amazon
what?
Prime?
I could go buy a bunch. I could go buy a bunch of paper bags and
Oh shoot!
sell them at
Wait,
500%.
this is a good idea. Actually,
That'd be a sneaky $500.
just hit the Kroger right there by campus. Just
Yeah,
as you're
Right
checking
out front.
out, throw in a bunch of paper bags in, and then they're free. Sell each one for about $5. See how much you get.
yeah.
I think it works.
Limited edition BCJ paper
Whoa!
bags.
Don't put our name.
Ryan Royer signed.
Oh,
Yeah,
It's
That'll be
Mr.
worth
Bearcat
about-
signed.
that'll be worth about just as much as if you just picked them right off the register with my signature on them. So.
Cunningham calls you into his office to rescind your Mr. Bearcat award.
yeah.
I'm just kidding. I'm not gonna go do that. I'm not.
Yeah, for the record, I am against the paper bag thing. Just for the sole reason of sure, the whole talk after the Houston game first, and then after the West Virginia game, and Chad, you and Aaron spoke about this on the aftermaths, was the whole immediate reaction Wes Miller with Terry and Dan after the game sideline, and it's you see it all the time in the NFL and different scenarios where it's just like that immediate interview after a game, like emotions are just running high, and then when when cooler heads prevail and Wes is able to be on the radio show and genuinely apologize and things of that sort, I just think you see that fire to want to win and like just the anger of not being able to figure it out, and then all of a sudden you say stuff that you probably don't mean as much as you want to at the time, and I don't know. So that's why I would say don't do it. No paper bags, please. Just cheer on, try and get a win against the Colorado Buffaloes, and see what happens from there. And that's about all I gotta say on
There
that.
will be a lot of booing.
Yeah, for sure.
I bet you there's going to be a very, very loud.
Sure.
Would be my guess.
What's it accomplish? Make people feel a little better. It's not. It's clearly not.
No, it doesn't
changing
accomplish
anything.
anything.
They've
No,
been booing.
I agree.
They haven't started winning because of the booing. So I don't know what we're accomplishing here. Look, I know everybody's pissed at John Cunningham. I can assure you, I talked about this with Aaron. I can assure you, John Cunningham with Dave today. I can assure you, John Cunningham is aware that things are not going well with this basketball program. You know why? Because he has a very high-paying job that he would like to keep.
Yeah.
Why is Wes spiraling at times? He has a $3 million a year job that he is at risk of losing.
Yep.
Like, they're aware that 8-8 and 0-3 in the Big 12 is not good. Like, you're not telling them anything that they aren't already completely aware of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's the thing too, is like, not only are you 8-8 and 0-3 to begin the Big 12, it's like every single game from here on out is eerily similar to the ones that you just played recently. And I mean, you're staring down the barrel of a possibility to really, really have a rough stretch the rest of the way. So I mean, obviously you want to try and string together some wins because the talent on the team is there. I don't know. It's frustrating, and for as frustrating as it is for the fans and for the four of us, especially my buddy Aaron Smith, it's probably frustrating times a million for Coach Wes and the staff and the entire roster. So who knows? Let's try and stay positive and see what can come of it. Because I mean, Colorado's like randomly decent, Chad. I've caught some games of theirs that they've got like
define decent
foreigners and freshmen. It's like it's the weirdest like conglomerate of players in teams. I mean, I only saw them like early in the year. I know they just recently lost to like Northern Colorado and like Stanford. I gotta pull up their schedule real quick. Yeah, I mean they beat Providence. They just lost to Texas Tech by 2. That was a home game. I caught a little bit of that on Saturday. Yeah, it's a game where I guess that they hung around. They've got a pretty decent defense. I mean offense.
They're 70th in offense,
56th.
That's dropped since I last looked.
150 spots higher than the Bearcats.
I mean, they're not good. Like we're not going to sit here and try to convince ourselves 76 in Ken Palm is good.
I didn't say they were good.
That's how bad things have gotten. We're trying to rationalize that losing to Colorado wouldn't be that bad. Come on, the fuck are we doing?
Didn't even say we were going to lose. So
are you betting the Bearcats?
Yeah, obviously. Do it every single game.
Oh,
Dave's actually getting pissed because they're losing and covering.
Oh yeah, they have been.
like Dave's if they're gonna lose and I can't bet them, what the fuck is the point? I can't. I've got to go through the misery of my team losing all the time, and I can't even win money off of it.
I mean, for Dave though, I mean the lines have been so close. He should just do money lines and just feel good if there's 5 minutes left and the other team has the lead. Or 5 minutes left and
or not. Cincinnati has the lead.
Yeah, right. Yeah, because I mean, that stat like 5-31 when Cincinnati trails with 5 minutes left.
Yeah,
it's definitely gone up to probably like 5-37 now or something like that. I mean, just
it's
all
bad.
the stats. It's
bad.
Snowball.
Brent, yeah. Colorado has lost to Northern Colorado, Stanford, Colorado State.
Yeah,
it's not good.
I didn't say they were good. You're like acting like I said they were good.
They're bad. They're bad.
They're decent. I mean, they beat Washington. They beat Providence. They just lost by 2 to Texas Tech.
They're bad.
Yeah, I mean,
they're bad.
I don't see any Eastern Michigan losses on there, but
I mean, Northern Colorado is 162. It's not as bad as Eastern Michigan, but it's not good.
Ken Palm.
They lost to Northern Colorado by 5 at home.
Yeah.
That's a bye game against a not good team.
I know a team that lost to Eastern Michigan by 8 at home.
Yeah, Cincinnati's bad. You don't hear me saying sneaky. Cincinnati's not a bad. They're not bad. Like, they're pretty good. No, they're bad.
I said they're decent.
I disagree.
Okay.
I think we're decent, Chad. We're decent. We're decent at playing good teams well.
Yeah.
Wins.
So that makes you below
wins,
decent.
Ryan, we count wins.
I agree.
And if we're counting,
if I could get a little rise out of you there.
If we're counting wins, I say count 1 for 1 on Wednesday. I think it's going to happen. Ryan, take it to the bank, baby. Yeah. Take it to the bank.
Fans, show up. Encourage our boys. They need us right now.
Aaron's going to be torn here. Aaron's going to be torn here. Colorado's got like his favorite player.
Okay, continue.
Bangot Dak. Aaron's a big Bangot Dak guy.
That's a sick name.
He was good.
He is good.
Was that the Kevin Durant guy from last year?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
I mean, against us, he looked like KD.
against our Michael Jordan, Abayev. Is that what you kept calling him, Brent?
Hey, Sean
Bron,
Abayev.
little Bron, LeBron James.
Wait until he goes to a team next year and just blows up.
Can't wait.
I know. I feel bad
Sorsby
for-
wins the Heisman. Abayev wins the Naismith. Let's have a year.
Brent's in shambles.
Gosh, if that happens, Roy, you clip that and look like a freaking Nostradamus. Be nice.
Yeah.
All right. Well, anything more basketball, guys? I just
God no.
we got it. Got a lot of season left, man. Got to keep a positive spark to it because
Somebody please make it stop. Stop the
There's a lot of-
basketball is fun.
Put me out of my misery.
There's a lot of games left. I don't know that there's a lot of season left.
Right. Yeah. Games. I'm sure.
I didn't
Only
anticipate
16 more aftermaths, Aaron.
I never anticipated that my Bearcats experience is now mirroring my Browns experience.
My favorite thing, Ryan, is every time I mention how many games are left, you can see Aaron's soul like exit his body.
Yeah, it's a chore to watch, right? Like I watched the game on Saturday and I was like, I don't want to watch this. I'm not enjoying this.
I am no longer emotionally attached to any of it.
Yeah.
Like normally, I will talk to the TV. I do it at home games. I talk to the game just to vocalize what I'm seeing, what I'm thinking. Why are you doing this? What happened with that? Like, and my dog thinks that I'm like something's wrong. And my dog will come in during commercial breaks and he'll put his two paws up in the chair and like give me a hug. Like he'll lean in and like give me a hug to comfort me. The UCF game, he did not walk in the room once because I did not make a sound. I didn't speak to the game. I wasn't talking through things. I just sat here like this for 2 hours.
I gave a pretty big yell out of my seat moment on Baba's and one. That's about as much as I had.
The funny thing is, like, Chad, I tell myself like that's where I'm at right now, but then like the game starts and like we go on a little run or take a lead or something, then all of a sudden I'm like all the way back in, and then it's sad.
You know what cracks me up?
By the end of it.
My favorite thing is people that'll go on the message board and post like 23 times that apathy is set in. And I'm like, I don't think you know what apathy is.
Right.
Apathy is no longer like involving yourself in anything that has to do with the team, the program, whatever. That's apathy.
Yep.
You're not apathetic. You might be mad. I get being mad. It sucks spending your time and money and energy in something that's robbing you of joy. I get it. It's like when they started losing home games regularly at the beginning of the Big 12 season, the first Big 12 season. Nobody wants to be walking out of their home arena having spent $200, $300 to go to a game, take their family, and leave the game pissed off. Nobody wants to do that. Sucks.
Yep. Yeah, it does. And the fact that, that Ryan had such frustration watching this game on Saturday when it was played on Sunday probably tells you all you need to know. So,
when I say Saturday, I'm sorry.
So
it feels like it was a lot longer ago than yesterday.
Yeah.
That's how bad it is. Time just ceases to exist now at this point.
Yeah,
it's probably some sort of PTSD. It's something about that, just disassociating reality.
Are you guys Stranger Things fans at all? Ryan, you got to be one.
I have not watched season 5. Season 4 was okay. God, I love season 1, 2, and 3, but I haven't checked into the new.
It caught the F up, brother.
Same.
Yeah, it's like conformity gate. If you guys are on social media, I'm sure you've seen stuff about that. There's got to be some conformity gate for this season of basketball. The Bearcats, just watch. Sean Abayev is actually going to be Big 12 Freshman of the Year over AJ DeBansa. You heard it here first. Just wait.
Darren Peterson is going to score more points than Abayev, and he might not play another game.
Right,
for all we
exactly.
know.
I don't know, but I mean, either way you slice it, West Virginia just beat Kansas at home when everyone thought West Virginia looked like trash against Cincinnati. UCF, they played decent teams and they beat them. And then Colorado, pretty doggone good team. They come to Fifth Third Arena on Wednesday. Let's go ahead and beat them. Let's take them down. And let's go ahead and timestamp this and let's move on.
All right. This timestamp brought to you by our good friends at Quick Paper Supply. One of our longest running sponsors. I believe they're right up there. Like when we started the network, they were on board very, very early. They have re-upped for another 6 months. So thank you, as always, to longtime sponsor Quick Paper Supply. They're your local and family-owned restaurant supply company for all your non-food products. They service over 150 restaurants with weekly, low minimum, next-day deliveries. They provide a wide range of food service products, to-go containers, cups, custom printed products, eco-friendly, and much more. They also have cleaning and restroom supplies for all your janitorial needs. Call Nick 513-470-2029 and reference Bearcats for 20% off your first month of purchases.
Boom. Normally this is a time when we riff with Royer, but a lot of stuff has happened in football. So should we go ahead and talk real quick about the football happenings? And if we have time, we'll do one quick riff with Royer.
Yeah, that's fine.
Obviously, Chad and Dave wanted to steal the thunder of the announcement of Nate Woody as defensive coordinator.
Dave just wanted to talk some ball.
With a 1 hour BCJ podcast on a Monday afternoon, 2 hours before the BBP, discussing the biggest news of the day that would have.
Do you want me to call you a wambulance?
Which would have preceded the basketball discussion that we had to force onto you in the first hour so far tonight. But now we are here. Ryan, are you familiar with the East Coast 3-4 system?
I did not know it had a name, but I went on and looked it up, and I kind of just saw like their base down alignment and scheme. I like it. I mean, it kind of embodies a little bit of a combination of the defense we ran. Our 4-man front before we switched over to the 3-man front. It kind of brings both of those together where you're just trying to cut you it's an odd front, so you have your nose head up to the center, and then you have your two ends head up to the tackles, and then you have your boundary end. But this allows a lot of different combinations for stunts, keeping the offense on their toes, because there's no true like alignment. They could go either way, they could stun either way, you could run good picks out of that because there's you can't get like leveraged by specific offensive linemen. He's more of an aggressive defensive coordinator. I think Scott go out and say that they're looking to apply some more pressure and having 4 D linemen. I mean, it's always weird. It's called a 3-4, but that boundary guy is going to be an edge rush type of guy. And it's just going to open. Yeah, it's going to open up a lot more opportunities to get to the quarterback, but that's only going to help if, we get a lot of things corrected in the back end, getting good players back there. Chad, we talked about the corner they got, who's got some height to him. And if he can show up and be a lockdown boundary corner, that would be great. Have that boundary kind of shored up by that edge rusher, good cornerback. I feel like they're going to need to go get a good player to play that outside field linebacker spot. That can, cover the seams, cover the hooks, but still be able, make plays out in space. So I'm excited. I'm glad they said something like, "Hey, that three-man front, it was kind of causing us problems all year. Like, let's go do something different. Like, let's change the philosophy of this and, try to be a little bit more of an aggressive defense. So we got to go get the right guys to go fill those spots. But the guy's been successful. He's got a good scheme. So I think it's a good move. It's always good when you go get a guy from like a lower conference that's had success. He's going to come in, knows how to have success, but he's going to be hungry to prove himself at a higher level. And he's been a defensive coordinator. He's not like Vite where he was a positions coach. So I think it's a good move.
This is technically the system Satterfield, outside of these last 2 years, has basically been running since 2014 as a head coach. Like, Woody was his defensive coordinator at App State from 2014 to 17. Brian Brown, who was here and was also spent some time with him at Louisville, ran this system.
Yep.
So it's something he's familiar with. Like we said with Dave, like I think they looked at moving into the Big 12 when Brian Brown left. They thought we want to go find something that works in this league, adapt and find something. Go get the number 2 guy at what has been the best defense in the league for 10 years.
Yep.
And I don't hate that idea. But for whatever reason, it just didn't it didn't look anything like what Iowa State does, other than the way they lined up. The using that middle safety, but it didn't look anything like Iowa State's defense looked for a decade. So you tried it, it didn't work. Go back to what you were comfortable with, because guess what? What we're seeing is working in this league more and more now is aggression, is playing downhill, playing in attack mode, not sitting back and waiting for teams to make mistakes, because that's what Tyson Vite's system, the way he ran it, that's what it was doing. It was waiting for high major players to make a bunch of mistakes. When you played UCF or people with bad quarterbacks, it could work. Like a little shot in at UCF there because the quarterback play stinks. But when you played teams with real high major talent, they're going to take the 7 yards. They're going to say, thank you. It's now 2nd and 3. Right. They're going to take every little thing that you give them. And they're going to also understand we don't mind being in 3rd and 6. Because we know on 3rd and 6, you're going to drop your corners 8 yards into coverage, and we're just going to go get 7 and move the chains. Yeah. So there was no fear of Cincinnati's defense at all, especially this year. I thought towards the end of last year, it looked like they were building towards something as they got adjusted and started looking more comfortable in the system. But man, it did not translate this year, and it was absolutely time to try something else, because that thing did not work.
Yeah, the bend but don't break defense is supposed to be kind of like a safe. You're gonna be able to give up yardage and then hold at the end. But as you mentioned, Chad, this year the bend but don't break defense was the furthest thing from safe down the final stretch of the year. It was giving up way too many big shots and way too much touchdowns inside of that red zone as the year trickled on. So I don't know, Royer. I think it's good. Whenever there is a guy that is considered one of the godfathers of a certain thing, and you bring him in, what's that famous Matthew McConaughey line? It's like, sometimes in order to go forward, you must first go back. And that's what Scott Satterfield's doing, because he's deciding, hey, I'm going to go back, take it back to the end of the beginning, and just, try and reignite the flame that was at App State that made me such a hot commodity in the coaching game.
I thought it was got a joint, man.
That
Be a
too.
lot cooler if you
Cool if
did.
you did, man. All right.
All right.
The thing about the Cincinnati Bearcats, man, I keep getting older and they keep staying around the same age. That worked out a little.
Well, that one didn't work.
Okay. Well, I mean, they're college kids, but I guess, yeah, nowadays they can be like 26 or 27 and
That
play
one didn't work. It was a miss.
19-year-olds like the Indiana Hoosiers. Yeah, Ryan, it does seem like this is kind of a little bit more of a scenario where also you saw a D coordinator spent obviously a ton of time at Army over the last handful of years, and he used different tactics, if you will, along the defensive line and along different areas to use advantage of speed against the size of what other teams will have the ability to do. Chad, you kind of mentioned that in your talk with Dave, but now he's got the luxury of being at a place that can go after higher level talent and bigger guys, but you can still have that same type of philosophy using speed and different tactics and techniques to try and beat your man one-on-one across from you instead of trying to, just overpower him with a typical 3-3-5 front.
Yeah.
So.
Yep.
It's exciting,
Yeah,
and
it's
it'll
good.
be fun. Aaron, anything you want to add on the addition on the defensive coordinator side?
One thing I wanted to bring up with him being from Army, I would imagine that he'd bring a little bit of discipline to a defense that's struggled with being disciplined over the course of the last two seasons or so.
I think they were plenty disciplined. I just don't think they were put in position to be successful in a lot of ways.
I think it's what they didn't have very good players. So then
Not
you
enough
have to
of them.
bend but don't break.
Yeah, not enough of them.
Yeah.
Especially at corner.
Mainly in the back end
Yeah.
guys.
Corner and safety.
That's the one thing I've liked out of the portal so far is I guess now, because Chad, you said it, you think for the most part or most likely they're finished out of the portal for this little.
I mean, I think anything that would happen from here would be like something dropped in their lap.
Yeah. They definitely amped up the size in the defensive backfield, just height and length size. I mean, it was tough going out there and having your top three cornerbacks be 5'9" or shorter on a good day, and going up against just the talent that opposing teams had. So definitely some length being added on that defensive backfield. Ryan, I think you gotta burn some tape of a young fella by the name of Ty Goodwill. I've been extremely busy with the real life job, and I've only been able to burn some tape over the weekend and a little bit today. And boy, oh boy, Chad, I think you and Dave were beating the drum on him a little bit. Ty Goodwill, he is he's going to be a good one, Ryan. So definitely give that a look. He'll definitely help out that defensive backfield. Anything as far as portal additions, Aaron? I know you and Chad have talked about it, or Chad. Anyone that recently in the last handful of days that you've seen added that kind of after further review you've been a little bit more excited to see what they can do for the team next year?
JV Gibson.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Expected big things out of him at Oklahoma last year. He got hurt in the spring, kind of stunted his development in terms of adjusting to the system. He missed a while, and then by the time he got going, the quarterback was in and out of the lineup, dealing with some injuries. Like it didn't click for whatever reason. But size, route running, speed. I'm in the middle of a show, Kelsey. What do you want me to do? Stop and check your banana bread?
Banana bread at work, though?
Oh my God.
Hell yeah.
You want to come show them what your banana bread looks like? since you feel like you can just walk into the office and interrupt the show.
Scratching an itch, but it still freaking itches.
Ooh,
Bring
that
it
looks
back.
good.
Hell no. Is that chocolate chips in that banana bread?
That is chocolate chips
Oh,
in the
yeah.
banana bread.
Oh, hell yeah.
Well
Go in
done.
there, and I'll come in a damn minute.
Royer, have you seen that banana bread video?
Jeez.
No.
Dude, watch it. Banana bread at work, bro. Look it up. A phenomenal movie. I mean video. It's hilarious. But yeah, banana bread at work. Hell yeah. Okay.
Aaron,
that's-
can you come back so I can go check the banana bread and make sure it's good?
yeah,
JV Gibson.
Yeah.
I
Yes.
like JV
You
Gibson.
can't leave us here alone.
Yep.
You can't leave
I
me and
mean,
Brent alone. You never know what's going to happen.
I don't like having two screens out. Need to have three of us visible at all times.
Yeah.
At
I mean,
least.
you're talking about a guy, a wide receiver. Listen to this, Royer. Mr. JV Gibson. Dude was second team FCS All-American. Was a beast at University of Arkansas Pine Bluff. Was supposed to be a stud for Oklahoma this past year. Got hurt in spring practice. Then obviously that derailed what would have been his season with them. But what do you think as far as obviously you don't know too much about these guys, but you go from a team like Pine Bluff to all of a sudden you hit a legit P5 strength program throughout the off season. You have the ability of all these added luxuries to enhance your performance, and then you just can take your game to another level. So those stats that you might have put up against, especially at the specialty positions, I would say the stats that you put up against the lower level teams. I mean, you got to think that, hey, it's going to only get better once they get that extra strength and conditioning underneath me.
Yeah, and he gets to come in, state-of-the-art facility here, make sure everything's right, fully healed, back, ready to go, with all the amazing, wonderful tools that Aaron and the gang have to offer over at the practice facility. And he's going to come here hungry. I mean, I'm sure there was some bullshit that happened there at Oklahoma, him being hurt. Like some guy probably, stepped in and was doing well. But that doesn't negate that, this guy isn't a still quality player. Like that's a perfect example of a steal that could go, very, very, very well, like upwards of how Cyrus Allen performed for us this year. So I think you're going to see a guy coming in here with a lot to prove and a guy that's, he has results. So that I think those guys they get even hungrier because it's like he's probably itching at the bone, ready to go out there and prove. He probably wants to play in the NFL and, prove that to scouts, prove that to himself. So that's a big haul. I'm excited to see what we get out of him.
Aaron, anyone popping off the screen for you?
I feel like the defensive lineman, I think his name's, what is it, Hugh? Who?
Yeah, Josh Hugh. He
is a ginormous human.
Running back.
A ginormous human.
Yeah.
So if you're going to have to replace the Godfather, go ahead and get you a big boy.
6'4", 315. Ryan,
Wow.
he was committed to play running back out of high school for Syracuse.
He played
Obviously
running
didn't
back
go that
at
route.
Syracuse.
What?
He played running back at Syracuse.
Oh, he did play?
Well, I mean, he was on the team as a running back.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I meant like it. I mean, yeah. If he didn't see the field, then, Chad, do you
in the running back room at Syracuse,
right?
And then I think he ate a defensive back.
Yeah, they said like he's like a biscuit away from
something.
becoming a defensive lineman, like Tion Green before he, it would have been a big fella in there. But Chad, it seems like there's like a handful of guys that they took that had a lot of promise heading into this past season, and then maybe injuries or something kind of derailed the year, and so it's maybe like a chip on the shoulder type scenario the year following.
You're also looking at market inequity. Like those guys were thought to be ready to produce at a major level and then got dinged up. And, now you're maybe the price dropped a little bit, or the price is more reasonable in your range for that player. Look, it is what it is in college sports right now. Everybody's looking for market inequity. Everybody's looking to find an edge.
Mm-hmm.
This is, maybe one area where Cincinnati felt we can catch guys on that bounce back year. As long as, I don't think you're dealing with any major Achilles, blown out knee, lengthy recoveries, but just stuff that happens during the game of football that you're trying to maybe, game the system a little bit.
Royer, you gotta ask Glenbard West. Does that high school mean anything to you, Ryan?
It does.
Yeah, you gotta text
The boy.
You gotta text the boy and ask him his if he knows anything about Philip Maturowski. Is that what we're rolling with, guys? Is that what we're rolling with? I mean, I think we got it. It's a tough last name, but hey, he seems like one of those guys that a lot of upside, speed at the linebacker position, good size, former wide receiver in high school, I believe. So, gotta love that. And Chad, how about the one today? A 6'4" wide receiver from the Division II ranks, the Colorado College of the Mines. Is that what it's called?
Yeah, I actually in one of my early purchases, or whatever, for the brand deal with Home Field Apparel, I got a Colorado School of Mines t-shirt.
Yep.
So always been a big fan of the Colorado School of Mines.
Big fan. Number one fan.
There we go. Flynn Scheel. And obviously Chad's gonna have the GOAT who just got his contract re-upped, Zach Grant, on the BCJ pod this week.
Reminded me, we need to get that one guy back on here pretty soon.
He got re-upped too, Ryan. You see that? The boy, Nico.
I texted him congrats today.
Oh yeah.
2028.
Let's go.
Ryan, Aaron just smeared it in your face that he texted him and you didn't. Golly. We'll get Nico back on.
I didn't see the news.
Nico the boy. Yeah. Him and Zach Grant to 2028. Just the nice little extension. And one final one, Cade Wolford. He got a couple pretty heavy offers out of the portal. Ended up picking Cincinnati. It looks like an electric guy, a little, running back, wide receiver duo. I imagine, him and Isaiah Johnson going to be able to have a lot of gadgety type plays between the two of them next season. So completely retooled wide receiver room. Defensive backfield looks awesome. They got the pass rusher that they obviously have been wanting, and Thomas Johnson, FCS All-American. See how that translates.
That's the defensive one that jumps out for me. He'll probably be, I would guess, that dog position, that outside linebacker, rush the quarterback, had 12 sacks at the FCS level, had a pass rush grade of 92.
Yep.
They haven't had anybody
55, so good size too. It's not like he's,
They haven't had anybody really, really able to get after the passer in quite some time. So hopefully Thomas Johnson is that guy.
I love it. Ryan, hit me one quick one.
One quick one.
Riff.
Who do you think is the MVP? I'll give you two quick ones. Who do you think the MVP is tomorrow if the Bearcats win?
Well, they play on Wednesday, so tomorrow would be.
I'm sorry. I got my dates all mixed up.
I know.
On Wednesday.
Same here.
On the non-paper bag game.
MVP. Feels like a Baba game. because like Colorado, like Chad would agree with me, like they're in the Big 12, but they're not a good team. Like they suck. So like Baba kind of feasts on this type of scenario. So I feel a big double for Baba.
I'll go Day. Day is a big game.
Needs a bounce back. God. Just how sad was it seeing those 2 free throws rim out? I just
Couldn't believe it.
I turned to my family right before he started shooting them, and I said he's one of the best free throw shooters in the country.
So it's your fault.
And what can go wrong will go wrong.
I think if they win, it's because Mustafa Cham was actually MVP because he shut down Bearcat Dak.
Well, I don't think he'll
That's
be
a tough
guarding
one because
Bearcat Dak.
yeah, it'll probably Baba on Bearcat Dak. Baba Bearcat Baba.
Because your boy Elijah Malone, the big fella, will be on Mustafa Cham.
He's at the 5.
Yeah.
Dak
Was
mostly
Dak playing
plays
5
the
last
4.
year?
I mean, I think that Elijah Malone guy, was he hurt last year?
Maybe.
No,
I don't know.
he played, but 6'10", 270. But yeah, who knows? Ryan, who do you have MVP tomorrow?
Jizzle James.
Oh, well, Jizzle is going to be practicing tomorrow because he doesn't play till Wednesday. But I would enjoy a big game out of Jizzle.
You got me again.
You know what is crazy?
Shit.
You know what's crazy? Like Jizzle had a couple of rough passes, yes, for turnovers and whatnot, and he did go 0 from 3 from 3, 0 for 3 from 3. But he has been like pretty good for being literally, as you mentioned, Ryan, like 6 games back, maybe like 6-7 games back from literally like limbo, I guess is what you call it, like having no idea what was going to happen to him next in life. So would be cool to see him bounce up and have like a big time performance. So I'm in for that. All right, Ryan, the other quick one.
All right, they win. What is the record of the following 7 games?
Oh, 7
This
games
one's for Chad.
All right, I'll rattle off the 7, and you guys just shout out win or loss. Ready? So they beat
Loss.
Colorado.
Okay.
Okay. Home
Loss.
against Iowa State.
Loss.
At
L.
Arizona.
I'm going to go with another loss.
At Arizona State.
L.
Win.
Win.
Okay. Home versus Baylor.
L.
Win. I don't
Win.
think they're any good. I don't think UC is any good either, but I'll go at home. I'll take a win. If it's at Baylor, I'd go Baylor.
At Houston.
I agree.
Loss.
So we're 2-2.
L.
Loss.
Okay. Home versus West Virginia.
L.
Win.
Win.
Home versus UCF.
L.
Win.
Probably
we
loss.
got them going 5-3
Probably loss.
over the next 8. Let's go, Royer.
I don't have that.
What does that put us at, Brent? 5-6.
Some quick math by you, brother. Yeah. I mean, it is crazy.
I really do this
at
shit,
that
Brent.
schedule. Like it's like
You guys are
I mean,
living
there
on a
are
different
winnable
planet.
games there, guys. And you see the team hasn't given up. I don't know. I could see them rattling off those wins. Aaron had them winning 1 of those 7, right?
I didn't. I had them winning none. Actually,
you're
none.
right. Okay, 0. Okay, sounds good. But a win against Colorado, right?
No, I don't.
Oh.
I don't think this team is good at all.
Okay. So 0-11 start to conference play is
So you have them going.
Aaron 5th. Okay.
It's so
That
bad.
would be a
So
sight
bad.
to see.
Yeah, something
Brent,
tells me
is
that
that
they would
paper bag land?
go far. Yeah, I you know what? I do think Aaron will be one of the ones that would pay $20 for one of your paper bags on Wednesday night, Ryan, walking in.
You know how
Not
there's like
driving to
the
Cincinnati for a
stupid ass
game.
big hats that everyone wears now. It's like that,
Yeah.
but paper bag. Aaron would be
Oh,
wearing the
yeah.
mega bag.
Like, who
No,
is
I'm
that
not.
guy?
No, not spending anything for this team. Nothing.
All right. That was fun. Let's go ahead and timestamp. We'll hop in the mailbag.
Brought to you by Quick Paper Supply, your local and family-owned restaurant supply company for all your non-food products. They provide mostly disposable restaurant supplies, to-go containers, cups, pizza boxes, to-go bags, can liners, napkins. They've been open since 2009 and are one of the largest minority-owned companies in the city. Call Nick 513-470-2029 and reference Bearcats for 20% off your first month of purchases. Hey, Ryan, question real quick. What do you think? Kelsey put whey protein in this chocolate chip banana bread that's
Oh,
made.
geez. Wow.
That could make it dry. Did you taste it?
Not yet. It just came out of the oven.
I
But
mean,
that's a good idea. That
But
would
wait.
be my only thought with it is it might get dry.
but like, what's the thing though? Like, if you're gonna just be pounding protein, you gotta be working out, right? What's that thing they say back in the day? Like, take that creatine, you better be working out, or else you.
Oh, I'm not. No, it's for her. She's using it for she does hot Pilates like 6 days a week.
Oh, holy cannoli!
And then volleyball
Really?
on top of that.
And volleyball?
Yep.
What a beast.
I did hot yoga
We
one
need her
time.
to go, talk to the basketball team.
I spent $40 on making the ingredients for this banana bread before this podcast started. Because I had to buy a whole thing of whey protein.
Guys, I did hot yoga one time.
Once?
Uh-huh.
I did it one time.
Hot yoga's so good.
Yeah. So are you, brother. So are you. Hey, guess what? This
All right.
this mailbag is brought to you by someone special, Chad.
1 second.
Yeah, that's right. G-Reg Hooden. Today's mailbag is brought to you by Gregory Hooden and the Kelsey Banana Bread Special tonight only. Get yourself
If you're
a
looking-
new car and a slice of banana bread.
If you're looking for a new Toyota, all you got to do, go see Greg. He's at Beachmont Toyota. The mailbag is brought to you by Greg at Beachmont Toyota and Kelsey's Banana Bread special, one night only. New, used. Greg's got you taken care of. You can find him on social media at Cincy Greg Hooden. And I know a couple of you have gotten cars from Greg and just not mentioned Bearcat Journal. It helps us if Greg knows that we sent you, so then he can text me and be like, dude, another BCJ member and came and bought a car from me.
Mm-hmm.
So when you go, tell Greg BCJ sent you, and you can get a Toyota from somebody that's a proud member of the Bearcat and the BCJ family. So you find him social media, LinkedIn, Twitter, all that good stuff, and at Cincy Greg Hooden. There you go.
Boom.
Go ahead, Aaron.
All right, let's hop in this mailbag. Starting off in the football portion. On a scale of 1 to 10, rank the portal class on offense, rank the portal class on defense.
Ooh. I'm high on the portal class, but obviously you can do that no matter what. I like the wide receiver room. I think it's got some high potential. Obviously you're pretty short up on the offensive line. You didn't need to really add anyone there. Quarterback, the more I look at it, Chad, the more I think JC French is going to be kind of a really strong option there at the quarterback position.
I agree. I like him. I think he's consistent. I think he's accurate.
Yeah.
I think he's got good rhythm from what I've seen from him. All I've seen him play behind is a pretty much
horrible
disaster
O-line.
of an offensive line.
Right.
I'd really like to see what he looks like with some time to throw. I feel a lot better about his addition now that I've seen the wide receivers that they're putting with him.
Right.
I think it's got a chance to be a good group. I think you've got a couple good outside guys. I think you added a good slot guy to a guy we already like. So, you know, I think they're going to be okay at quarterback. Do I think they're going to have the best quarterback in the Big 12? No, probably not. But do I think they're going to have a guy that's going to be in that upper middle half? I do.
Yep. Defensively, that's where it's more of like a wait and see type thing. But I mean, like Goodwill looks like a stud. I mean, obviously that linebacker room was already plumped, and then you add some high potential guys and Metrorowski and who was that other one from Illinois State?
Bauer.
Yeah, Patrick Bauer. And then of course we've already mentioned him, but Thomas Johnson. I'd say defensively it's looking potentially strong, if you will.
Yeah.
Good God, it needs to be.
Yeah, agreed.
You're the AD of UC now and get the split rev share however you choose. What percentages are you giving to football, men's basketball, and other of the 20.5 million? Earlier pod today suggested / speculated that it's currently football 60 to 65%, men's basketball 15 to 20%, and other 15 to 20% roughly.
I'd probably go even a little bit more for football. And, you know, I wouldn't. I think the other sports don't generate the revenue. So I could see them more in the 10 to 15% range. And you give a few extra percentage points maybe to men's basketball and football. But otherwise, I think it's a pretty accurate split for where UC is at and what they're trying to do.
Aaron, this question is more up your alley. Take it away.
Well, I think football is going to be, like Chad said, your biggest generator of dollars. Men's basketball, you don't want to leave whoever next year's head coach is high and dry on trying to rebuild a roster. Because I can't imagine a world where it's Wes Miller back here at the helm. So outside of that, it just is kind of a crapshoot. But I don't know if you want to compete with the other teams in the Big 12. You've kind of got to load football and hope you're still also getting some of those NIL opportunities that may or may not be so compliant.
Yeah, the CSC put out a statement the past couple of days.
I saw that.
Good luck.
What a joke.
Them. I wish them well.
What a joke.
Royer, any thoughts on how you would divide your monies?
I thought Chad made it pretty well.
Thanks, Ryan.
You're welcome.
All right. What % chance would you say that we are done adding players to the team now?
90%. I mean, there's always a possibility, but I believe the budget has been utilized. So anything else after this would be pretty low level, I would guess. I don't think you hear things like we're done in the portal from sources where they still have like a situation like they did with Joe Cotton last year, where they had a big chunk of money put aside for left tackle. I don't think that to be the case. Plus, there's no spring portal. So, maybe something pops up here in the next, we got 2 more days before the portal closes. Maybe something pops up, but I think probably about done.
They say there's no spring portal, but I don't know what's to stop anybody from doing exactly what happened with BYU's quarterback to Tulane last year, where you
Get
just
kicked out of
enroll.
school. He got kicked out of school.
I mean, regardless, whether you get kicked out, whether you drop out of that school and enroll somewhere else, I don't know what the difference is. I mean, you just go to another school and you don't have to enter the portal. You don't actually have to do nothing's to stop you. The portal's just made up. It's literally just made up.
Okay.
We'll see what happens. As of the roster right now, rank the side how the units will in FPI efficiency, offensive, defensive, and special teams.
No. I haven't seen them yet. Like, I have no idea what anybody else has, what UC has. I have no idea. The only thing that will even get me close to that is seeing how they look in spring, and that's how they look against each other. Like, come on, Merk. No. You guys can go ahead if you want, but I have no idea. No idea.
I don't really even understand what it's asking.
That sounds broke my brain.
Like, where will they rank in the country in offense, defense, and special teams next year?
Oh, jeez.
Oh, there shouldn't be pre-rankings anyway. That's a whole different topic of conversation.
No, he's asking what they look like in December of next year. No fucking idea. I don't know. I would just be completely making something up.
What we do on this podcast all the time.
You guys might. I don't.
Gun to head. Happy with the DC hire?
Yes.
First off, why is somebody putting a gun to my head
Yes.
over the DC hire?
It's an Army thing. You wouldn't understand.
It just
I
seems
am happy
aggressive.
with it.
That's all. I mean, yeah, I'm happy with it, but I'm worried about the gun to head thing. Like, I don't know why somebody would have a gun to my head over the hiring of Nate Woody. It seems excessive.
And if you did, you would just say whatever the gunman wanted you to say about Mr. Woody.
Right. Like, if they wanted me to say no, I would say no, because if I say yes and that's not the answer they were looking for, they're going to pull the trigger. I'm hung up on the gun to head part. Yeah,
That's the way to go out. Contemplating the recent hire of Cincy's defensive coordinator is definitely something I'd like to roll the dice on my life with.
Yeah, me too.
Hey, look, I will say this, joking aside. We wanted aggressive. This guy's aggressive. So, yeah, line them up and let's see how it goes.
You also wanted a new defense, and you got a whole new scheme. So there you go. For those who were upset about the 3-3-5, it's not quite that.
And as Dave said, he often refers to it as a 3-5 defense with the safety down in the box. I have always said it's not about the number of defensive linemen. It's about the number of people in the box. And if you're potentially playing 7 and 8 guys in the box, that should answer a lot of the problems people had with the 3-3-5 defense.
And I really love the familiarity between Stat and him, because it's obviously it's a moment where Stat's like, I need to take it to the next level, and it's just that familiarity, knowing, hey, I trust you, come in here, make the defense better than it has been. So let's hope. Oh yeah, and another quick aside, someone mentioned it on the board, and also saw it with his coaching tree, that Sheil Wood, the defensive coordinator of Texas Tech, and obviously there's a lot of money behind that as well for how good their defense was. But
they run the East Coast 3-4.
Yep, they run the same scheme, and Court Braswell, obviously really close connection with Nate Woody as well. So it's going to be
with them at Army, yeah.
Yep, good, and at App State too.
Yeah.
So going to be awesome to see.
All right, that ends the. Oh no, sorry. There's one more football. Which transfer is everyone most excited for?
think we already hit on that.
Yeah, we kind of hit on that, but
Yeah.
I mean, I can go back and see if I can find another one. I listed 2. So
Yeah.
I'll stick with my 2 in JV Gibson and Thomas Johnson.
Ty Goodwill.
I think everybody in the building would probably say Ty Goodwill.
And why not Flynn Shield? Because today he tweeted, "I'm so excited for the greatest year of my life," which would be next football season. So, boy, that's a high level of praise for what he's about to do out there. 6'4". But actually,
The guy
more
that might
so
have the most impact is Colt
Cade
Tab.
Wolford. Is it Colt? Yeah, it's because obviously Covey transfers out now, so it's going to be between Tab, Payne, and Perry, and
Isaiah
Zion Johnson.
Or Zion Johnson, sorry.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
we'll see. Which I imagine the addition of Perry was in response to Covey entering the portal.
correct.
So,
Correct.
but he had a good year this past season at Louisiana. So,
Yep.
a lot of excitement.
All right. That ends the football portion. Moving on to the basketball portion. At the risk of sounding ridiculous, do the optics from the first 3 conference games indicate we may be better than our 0-3 record?
Yes.
You've lost 3 games by 10 points, so you're not terrible, but you can't win. And they do that record thing and your resume thing for a reason, and they track wins and losses for a reason. So until that starts to change, they are who they are. Like they're putting up a hell of a fight.
Yeah.
Wes has certainly not lost this team. This team is playing hard. This team is close, but hand grenades, horseshoes, all that good stuff.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like they lost 97-78 in their first game against a top 10 opponent, or an 85-73 to a kind of bad team on the road, and then 89-84 to another solid team. That would be Utah, who is also 8-8. You kind of look at those scores and you're like, ooh, not too good. But
they almost beat BYU. So by your metric, that Colorado is pretty good because they almost beat Texas Tech.
Well, dude, no, Colorado beat Utah. But Colorado is good. Like, there's no doubt about that. That's why. I'm just setting this up for Wednesday for all of us to be like, that was a good win. That was a damn good win.
You will not hear that from me. And you'll hear, if they win Wednesday, you will hear it was a win.
Yeah. Fair enough. All right, Aaron.
All right. Let's have some fun. It's been a while.
Let's go.
Everyone gets to build their own Bearcats basketball dream team, past or present.
Lord.
You can only pick 2 players, so I guess it's NBA Jam style. Who are you choosing, and whose duo is the best?
Oh, baby. Oscar
and Kenyon. Yeah.
I picked it first. Yes. Okay, fine.
Oscar. I'll go with the 2 guys that were number 1 picks.
Can't do Oscar or Kmart. There we go.
Okay.
That'll make it a little bit more fun.
Nick Van Exel, Gary Clark.
Is it going to be NBA Jam style? Like, do I need high flyers and stuff like that? Or
I mean, you only get 2 players, so like I guess we're going NBA Jam style.
Yeah, Nick the Quick. That's a good pick, obviously. Who you
Nick
got,
and Gary?
I'm thinking Field Williams.
Wow.
He's heating up. He's
I'm
on
saying.
fire.
I'm saying. And DeMar.
Steve Logan. And I was gonna pick DeMar. You stole him from me. Steve Logan, obviously, no duh. Ruben Patterson, Danny Fortson. I'm chomping at the bit to hear Ryan
Wingfield.
Hoyers.
Wingfield would be awesome in NBA Jam.
Oh, he would be a stud in NBA Jam. Gosh, I mean, James White would be a stud in NBA Jam.
Oh,
Just
yeah.
dunks and
Yeah.
threes. Yeah, give me Steve. Steve hitting 3 after 3, and
who?
Lance.
Just an enforcer. Just Danny Fortson. Just give me a rock down low, dunking everything, bodying.
Titus
I mean,
Ruggles.
Danny couldn't jump over a piece of paper. I don't know that he would be dunking everything.
He's gonna. Did you see his college highlights? Every once in a while, you throw down a 5-slam jamma, maybe a little Jason Maxiell, my friend.
Did you see his Sports Illustrated cover?
He's looking svelte.
Yeah.
All right, Ryan, who you got?
I think you took a break.
All right,
Sorry, I was using the restroom. I missed the prompt. What was it?
I can still hear you.
NBA Jam style. Pick 2 players from Bearcats basketball. Who are you choosing? And you can't pick Oscar or Kenyon.
Because I already picked them.
I know you guys aren't gonna like this, but I don't think I've ever played NBA Jam.
That's
you have
fine.
to
Just
enlighten me
pick 2 studs.
what that does.
Your childhood
Wow.
2 studs?
is angry at you.
Kenyon Martin, Oscar Robinson.
Can't pick Kenya Martin
Perfect.
or Oscar Robertson.
We'll go with it.
Yeah, go with that. I don't want to hang you guys up. I win.
Okay.
Tony Bobbitt and Eric Hicks.
I was waiting for Bobbitt. Bobbitt and Hicks would be fun. Actually, I'm gonna change.
Okay.
I'm gonna stick with Nick the Quick, but I'm adding Jason Maxiell.
Jeez, man. Wow.
For an NBA Jam style,
Poor
like Jason
Gary.
Maxiell would be a monster.
Poor Gary.
You'd get all the steals because he'd just be throwing people across the court.
Yeah, like
Yeah. Nick the Quick and Mad Max. I got the 2 best nicknames in Bearcat history too.
Jacob Evans and Jaron Cumberland. All right. Next one. Oh, Chris.
Moving
Vogt.
on. Definitely moving on. Do you think there is any possibility of a player other than Tyler McKinley who would return next season if there is a change at head coach?
Oh, yeah, I like that. Melvin Levitt and Sean Kilpatrick. That's a good one.
No, Melvin and Flight.
I
If
already
you want
mentioned
dunks, yeah. I mean, that comes down to money and how the new coach values the roster. If you go get, like, let's say it's Tony Skinn and Jalen Haynes gets another year of eligibility. Tony Skinn used Jalen Haynes to the point that he was the player of the year in the A10. So maybe he would stay. Like, I'd have to know a little bit more information. I mean, there's not a lot of guys with eligibility left on this roster. So the pickings are slim to begin with. But I mean, I could see if the money's right. Yeah, it's possible.
I don't know that Halvine's going anywhere necessarily.
Your boy Danny Hurley.
We're gonna hire Danny Hurley as the next coach. I'm in.
Yeah,
that'd be fun.
Yeah, he can bring all his guys over. We'll use the Sorsby $1 million buyout. Do you think that'll be enough to get Danny over here?
Probably, yeah, probably.
Just barely enough. Lizelle Durden and Yancey Gates.
The gunslinger.
Be a fun
And
one.
the right cross.
Ooh, baby.
Bop.
Art Long and Donald Little.
Legend.
The only team they beat is the Mustangs. All right. Moving on.
Poor SMU.
I that was a horse joke.
I'm aware, Aaron. That's why I said poor
Okay,
SMU.
Gotcha. I don't know. I think that Alvin Zella though might stay depending on what happens. I don't know if he's necessarily antsy to move. Maybe
If the money's right.
Sure. Maybe Tillery. Who knows? The concept of having a GM for various college sports is a relatively new thing for the GMs that you see in men's basketball, women's basketball, and football. What exactly are the responsibilities and job descriptions of these positions? How independent are they, and who do they ultimately answer to, the coaches or the AD? If a head coach is let go, are they out too, or do they participate in selecting the new coach?
Because they're relatively new, we don't have a lot of those answers. I mean, like in the broad sense, scouting, a lot of contact with agents, a lot of handling the stuff that goes on with negotiations and money falls under their jurisdiction, roster building. But in terms of do they stay or do they go? That's up to John Cunningham. Ultimately, it's John Cunningham that makes those decisions. The contracts are not Wes Miller dependent or Scott Satterfield dependent. Now, that person may want to stay. That person may not want to stay if the head coach, because right now, I know there is a belief in the athletics community that as this continues to evolve, the GM will slot in between the athletic director and the head coach, especially in football. I don't think we're there yet. I think it's still athletic director, coach, then GM. So for now, it's a case-by-case basis. There's no one answer I could say that definitively this is how it's going to be. This is not how it's going to be. So we'll maybe get a good peek in on that. If there is a change in basketball here, Corey Evans has a multi-year contract. Will John Cunningham want him to stay? Will he want to stay? Will he have a say in, potential head coach, being an ear to the AD on who's out there and who would be good and who wouldn't? We don't know a whole lot of this stuff yet. We're still in the process of figuring it out, because guess what? We haven't had a coaching change at Cincinnati since the GM position has become more and more of a thing. It was it used to be the director, the recruiting director, or, however you wanted to label it. Now we've given it a different label. We've given it a higher price tag. I don't know yet. I don't have that answer.
Do you make anything of Zach Grant getting extended today in that light? Or is that just simply he deserved a pay raise, so we gave him the extension because of the pay raise?
For what we know now, yeah. And the other thing is, Aaron, is Satterfield contract runs until 2028. Now Nico and Zach are both on contracts that run until 2028. What you got to remember is they weren't signed to 6-year deals when they got to Cincinnati, like Scott Satterfield was. So you get 2-3 years, and then you have to re-up for another 2-3 years. I just don't know yet. I don't know. Maybe next time we have John on, we can ask.
You can only imagine how we might have to turn the chat off for that one.
That would be like when CNN went and interviewed the
But never
mind.
Next question.
I'm not.
Next question.
Yeah, I'm not going to finish that one.
I understand in-season firings are rare in basketball, but there is a realistic path to 1-8 in conference play. If that occurs, is there value in making the move then? It would show a sign of life from an athletic department that needs to connect to their fans.
I just don't see it. One, if you get to the end of the season and you're in the middle of March, and this difference in buyout dates is March, hypothetically, March 17th to April 1st, you're going to be able to sit down with the coach and say, look, we don't want to wait until April 1st to fire you, but we will. You would probably like to get a job, so you would rather be on the open market. Let's find somewhere between where your buyout is and where the buyout drops, and let's meet somewhere in the middle. And we both can part ways and go about things amicably. If I get fired in the middle of the season, I'm not negotiating shit. That's just me personally. I'm not sitting down to talk. Give me my money, and I'll go away. Like, there's no reason logically for Wes Miller or any coach in that situation to negotiate a different buyout if they're fired in the middle of the year. If it's done at the end of the season and the two sides just say, hey, look, this didn't work. Respect what you did. We treated you right. We handled everything the way that, the best that we can handle it. Let's make this thing, as unmessy as humanly possible. There's a much better chance that happens if you're looking for a new coach after, the conference tournament or whatever, as opposed to if you're doing it, in the middle of February. And I know you don't want to hear this, Bearcat 30, but what good is offering the fans an olive branch over a month? Like, what really are we accomplishing there? Not a whole lot.
That ends the basketball portion of the mailbag. Moving on to the baseball portion. We got 2 questions in the baseball portion.
It's heating up.
Any news yet on the ballpark and naming rights? Also, are there any new updates, amenities, etc. to the ballpark?
I have not heard anything on 1. On 2, we probably need to get Bishel in here before they really, I think the first practice was today. Need to get him here in the next week or 2, to get a full update on baseball and any new updates, whatever, that are coming to the ballpark.
I can only imagine how excited he is to have the indoor practice facility this season.
Mm-hmm.
And is the D1baseball.com rankings basically the official rankings everybody goes by for the season?
It's the one I see the most. I know there's one other, Baseball America or somebody does one. But D1 baseball is the one I see referenced the most.
Yeah.
So ends the baseball portion of the mailbag. Moving on to the banks. 2 last questions here. Who was your first celebrity crush? I'm going to answer it first. I can't remember. It was somewhere in the TGIF. I don't know if it was like DJ Tanner or Kelly Kapowski or Topanga or even Al from Step by Step. It was one of those, somewhere in there.
Okay.
So I can't remember. I wouldn't be able to tell you which one exactly was first. I remember the first 2, and they were before Saved by the Bell. The biggest one was Kelly Kapowski, for sure. But Alyssa Milano, Who's the Boss, and who was the girl that was Charles in Charge? She ended up on Baywatch for a little while, the blonde.
Pam Anderson?
No.
You said the blonde from Baywatch. That was
Nicole Eggert.
Nicole Eggert. That's the one. Nicole Eggert. So it was one of those 2. Chronologically, I can't remember which one came first.
Nice. Gosh, yeah. I mean, shoot, Pam Anderson for me, maybe. A little Carmen Electra, a little fired up. Little
Princeton High School's Carmen Electra,
Well,
by the way.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, little Paris Hilton. Little.
I've hung out with Carmen Electra before. What do you think about that?
You've said that story before. I do recall.
I mean, I was in the room. Like I wasn't like kicking it with Carmen Electra.
Right.
But the guy I lived with in LA, his brother went to Cape with her.
Okay. Fair.
So we were in a similar circle. We had a mutual acquaintance.
There she is. There she goes. Like the chick on the cover of the Blink 182 album.
Wow.
When I first started like watching movies, what's her face in The Girl Next Door, Alicia Cuthbert.
Yeah, that was a good one.
She was doing it for me.
No, you know what she was on before that?
She was on it afterwards. 24.
Yeah, 24.
Yeah,
is that after?
Yeah, Girl Next Door is like her big debut, like big moment.
I thought 24 was her big debut, and then she got that afterwards.
I really always had a thing for like Jennifer Aniston,
Party of Five,
Diaz, and The Mask. Gosh, yeah. I mean, I could just keep going. I could keep going, man. This is bringing back some some great memories. Yeah.
Yeah.
We probably should cut him. We probably should cut him off, fellas.
Yeah.
All right, Roy, who you got?
Mine was probably Megan Fox Transformers was my
yeah.
first,
Oh yeah.
Wow, look at that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
What do we have there, boys?
Yeah. Megan Fox. Yeah.
He said, remember Krista on Star 64.
Yep. Nala and the Lion King.
Nala and the Lion King.
Yeah.
Boys are buzzing right now, talking some real ball.
Lola Bunny and Space Jam. Yep.
You're in a weird place, bro.
Oh. No free ads.
There you go. That was Nicole Eggert in Charles in Charge.
Okay, Chad.
She's a pleasant sight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. And
I was always more of like
the last question in the mail.
Genie in a bottle.
You
can't,
you can't stop him, Aaron. You can't
Jessica
stop him.
Rabbit. Yes. And Who Framed Roger Rabbit?
Gosh.
All right, go ahead.
The horny SWAT team has just showed up to his house and beat his door down.
He got bonked.
Brent Young I was gonna say Brent Young just became Bonk Young.
No, nothing but respect for all women out there. Shouts to all the ladies. Shouts. Love you all. Go ahead.
What was a worse statement? What Duke Tobin said on Friday during his press conference? He didn't say anything.
Which one? He said lots of dumb shit.
Or he said a whole lot without saying anything.
A whole lot.
Or what Aaron said about how watching kids is easier when they start moving.
I mean, what Aaron said might be the dumbest thing said in the history of humanity.
No.
Okay. Yeah.
What's wrong with you right now?
Everything Duke Tobin says, for sure.
Brent is so flustered thinking about his first crush. He's so flustered.
I mean, shoot.
That's the mailbag. Get us out of here, Brent.
Brent, end the show.
Okay. All right. So we've got basketball games coming up, guys. We've got Colorado.
Krista, Star 64. That's still
got Colorado coming to town.
So good.
Can
we get her on this show, Krista from Star 64?
I can't imagine that would be a hard get.
Oh my gosh! Wait, is that a real person?
Yes, she used to host commercial breaks on Star
Yeah,
64.
hosted commercial breaks.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the video game. Like, what's that? Like Star
No.
Fox
That's
64.
Star Fox. Star
Okay.
64 was a Cincinnati channel.
See, I thought he was going down that path. That's why I started just throwing out some
Oh my
random
gosh.
cartoons. All right. Anyway, you know what? Shouts to everyone. Colorado game coming up on Wednesday. It's going to be there on Peacock if you're not going to go, but please go to Fifth Third Arena. Be loud, be proud, rep the Bearcats. As Greg says, no bags, support the Cats, absolutely. And then, of course, big game over the weekend. We're going to have everything wrapped up. Huge guests coming up on the BCJ pod this week. So, of course, stay locked into that, Chad, as you and Dave dive into it. Aaron, tomorrow night, La Georgia in the jungle, yeah?
Yes.
Okay.
Sure.
Knock it in. Well, shouts to Danco Transmission, not a care. Shouts to Quick Paper Supply. Shouts to Greg Hooden. And shouts to my man, Ryan Royer, the GOAT, the legend. But for the guys, for the crew, for the squad, for Aaron Smith, for Chad Brendel, and for Ryan Royer, I am Brent Young. Yet again, another fantastic BBP presented by BearcatJournal.com.
See ya!